Hey, and welcome to the Meditations and Musings podcast. I'm Elena Lipson. I'm a mama, I'm a wife, and I'm the founder of the Divine Self-Care Circle membership and the Virtual Retreat Academy. I don't believe that you have to sacrifice your body, your health, or your family in order to create true abundance and prosperity. I believe in living based on the divine feminine metrics of success, and these include pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. Each week, I'll bring you 1 to 2 new episodes. One of these will be a guided meditation that you don't have to do on the meditation pillow, and the other will be a conversation to help you access your inner wisdom, to ignite abundance, and inspire others to do the same. I invite you to join me on this journey back to the magic of a divinely aligned and well cared for you. And now, join me for today's episode.
Welcome back to the Meditations and Musings podcast. This is Elena Lipson, your self-care coach, your inner work mentor, and I have a quick episode for you today. Quick because I kind of just want to go outside and take a walk. And before I get into the topic, what happens when self-care doesn't work, I want to invite you in. The day of the recording, it is December, first week of December, and this is the month of the alchemy of gratitude in the Divine Self-Care Circle. And if you've been around here for a minute at all, you know that we are in our 6th year of the Divine Self-Care Circle, our community of women from all over the world who are coming together twice a month in a live group call to connect, to dive deep into the inner work of self-care from the perspective of health and overwhelm and motherhood and entrepreneurship. I call it coming home to you, HOME. And we talk about all sorts of things like sexuality and your relationship with time, your relationship with your body, your relationships with people around you. And this is the month of the alchemy of gratitude, where we wrap up the year with all the things that we have basically given ourselves, given each other, really acknowledging the journey. And because the journey in the circle is multi-year, meaning women come in and some stay for 6 months, but many stay for multiple years, so that we can look back and say, wow, a year ago, I wouldn't have been able to ask for exactly what I want. Or a year ago, this particular life event would have thrown me off for like a month. Instead, I am able to be resilient and come back and really find inner peace. And that's the kind of transformation that the women in the circle experience. And this month, we have our special yearly guest for the December Alchemy of Gratitude, who is an alumni, has been here from the very beginning, and she's taking us through an incredible process to flip your resentments and the things you've been tolerating into a place of creation and manifestation and inspired action, to be quite honest. And I am doing something different just for this month. So if you're listening in December, then lucky you. And normally what I've done in the past is I've offered a 1-month trial, and I will no longer be offering that as of January 2021. It was just an experiment for this year, and it was okay. I think, if you're trying something for a month, I don't know, the commitment level just hasn't really been the same as the women who are like, I am all the way in. So we're not doing that anymore. But what I do believe is once somebody comes and experiences the live circle, the actual group connection, they stay for a long time. And so that is what we're doing this month. So if you have been sitting on the fence and aren't sure like exactly what the circle is and what happens inside, and is this for me, then this is your month to come and at no charge, come and experience the live group call, which is happening on December 15th at noon Pacific Standard Time. You're not going to get a replay. You're not going to opt into anything. It's basically a private invitation to come and join the live experience. It's a 90-minute circle led by myself and the guest mentor. And you'll get to go through this process. You'll get to experience what it's actually like to be in the circle. It's private. It's not a public call, so you can feel free to just come and explore and just watch, or you can participate. I'll definitely give you the option to do either. You're welcome to do both. both watch and experience and participate. So all you have to do, if that is something you want to experience, you need to email or DM us by December 14th at the end of the day, I guess. So I can get you the Zoom link, the private Zoom link, which nobody else has unless you're in the circle or have been on an interview with me or a coaching call. So you can DM me at Elena_Lipson on Instagram or email us at info@elenalipson.com with the subject line December call or December group call. So that has to be requested by December 14th because the live call is on December 15th. So again, there's no charge. You basically get to come and experience. And at the end of the call, I will just connect with you. And if you are interested in joining, then the major benefit for you is that you will get the 2020 pricing, which is going to more than double in January 2021. So you'll get to experience the call and get early enrollment pricing. So if that's something that is interesting to you and you want to check it out, no obligation, no pressure. I promise I do not care to push people into the circle. The door's open. If you want to step in and you're called to step in and it's like a soul, hell yes, then you come in. There's no pressure. There's no like backdoor marketing or, scarcity or anything like that. So you basically come in if it feels like the right place to be. That is how the circle is built. So, all right, if you have any questions, you can also just message me on Instagram. Okay, so the question we're exploring today is what happens when self-care doesn't work? I guess it's something that I've experienced recently in this crazy 2020 year. As a self-care inner work mentor, teacher, guide, coach, speaker, all the things, I have a really full, robust toolbox of self-care practices and rituals and a library of books that I've read and mentors I've worked with. And what I found is it's actually super simple. I'm not going to overcomplicate this for you. If something's not working, don't do it, right? I think we put so much pressure on ourselves to get it right, to check the boxes off, to do the morning routine in the right order, to do all the self-care things, take the bath, write in your journal, all the things. But sometimes you hit a point in your personal growth and evolution where it's just not what you need anymore, or not what you need right now. And it's time to actually go within and practice what I call deep, deep inner trust of your own inner guidance. One of the concepts that we teach in the Divine Self-Care Circle is this connection with your inner counsel. Your inner counsel is this place within you. It's an aspect of your soul connected with your heart where nobody else, nobody, not your partner, not your children, not your sibling, not your bestie, nobody knows what is within you and what is right for you. There are no other people outside of you that can tell you what you need in that moment. People can suggest what's worked for them. People can give you books and ideas and all the stuff. But ultimately, the thing that will bring you relief and peace and connection is understanding that ultimately you have this inner responsibility to shut off the external noise and to reconnect with yourself. And yet, this is the thing that we, me, you, all of us resist the most. We will distract ourselves into tomorrow, into next year, instead of getting quiet and getting still and really connecting with that inner counsel. Now, I give you a process and a meditation. I've even done a podcast episode on this before. You don't need the meditation to do this. It helps because I definitely am a really skilled guide in helping you reconnect and kind of get into that space. So you can find that if you need it, let me know. I can send you a link to that inner counsel meditation. But if all the electronics turned off and there was no more podcast or YouTube or any of it, you would still have the ability to go within and to get that inner guidance that you need. That inner guidance is a compilation of all of your experiences, all of your knowledge, all of the things you've tried, failed, succeeded at, all of the relationships you've had, all of the thoughts you've thought, all of the feelings you felt, all of the knowings you've known without knowing, all of your intuition. It is a combination of all of that melded, and your combination of your ancestors and your family and your friends, all of the experiences you've had, melded into this one unique essence of a blueprint that only you have within you. This is why we cannot be a template of anyone else. This is why you can try the same strategy or the same set of steps that someone else did and not get the same results. 10 people could try the same strategy and they're all going to get different results, right? That's why 10 people can paint an apple and they all look different, because what you have is so unique and brilliant and divinely you, that me telling you self-care, the 10 steps of self-care, yeah, one or two might work. And yes, it might work for a while, but ultimately you're going to come to a place of understanding that you have within you a place of deep, deep knowing. And my goal for the circle, just so you kind of understand the context of this, when women come into the circle, it's not like other programs or courses where I'm telling you the 10-step process. Everything I do is to guide you back to you and to get everything else out of the way. In fact, to get parts of you out of the way so that you can connect back with that inner core when it comes to all of the decisions you make in life. And of course, we'll have other supporters and relationships that inform all of the decisions we make. But ultimately, you are the first and last decision anchor point in your life. And I know at times it feels like things are out of control. At times it feels like, there's no knowing of what happens next, especially where we are in this time in history right now. But I hate to break it to you, but we really never know what the future holds. We really never know what even tomorrow holds sometimes. We like to think we have a sense of control over our family, over our life, our decisions, outside of us, but we don't. We really, really don't. I think we've all experienced, if you've lived, a few decades at least, you've experienced points in your life where something happened so out of the blue, either really amazing or really terrible, that reminded you like, oh shit, I literally have no control, right? Your locus of control is actually it's like a circle around you. It's like your aura, right? That's your locus of control. You control where you look, you control where your attention goes, you control where your thoughts go, how long you're going to think those thoughts, you control who you talk to, you control so much, but that locus of control is actually pretty close to you. Where we get tripped up is where we think our locus of control is around other people, because we can't control anyone else, what they do or don't do, right? So the fast answer to what happens when self-care doesn't work is fine, let it be. Like if something's not working and you've given it a good old college try, though I hate that term, is, just ask yourself, what do I get to do that feels good to me now? What is really possible here for myself? But most importantly, you're not going to be able to answer those questions unless you actually get still long enough to answer those questions. And I say get still, but sometimes some of my best answers come when I'm in motion, like a shower or washing dishes or walking. And I think there's a reason we all experience that kind of epiphany. It's because we're in that part of our thinking brain is actually getting a rest, right? If you're constantly looking at information, constantly receiving external noise, that part of you that processes never has a chance to actually compute. You're constantly just filling it with more stuff, like a squirrel gathering nuts, right? Even a squirrel gathering nuts has to rest eventually. So that is my invitation to you. So 2 invitations. 1, if it's not working, that's okay. Just ask yourself what would work, what would be very useful, beneficial, joyful, easy, playful, whatever turns you on now, okay? And again, a reminder and an invitation, if you want to take these kind of conversations and actually put them into form and action, I would be so grateful and thrilled to be able to do that with you. If you're like, oh, I've really been thinking about the circle for a long time. And it's funny because when I ask women when they join the circle, like, why did you join? they usually say, gosh, I've been watching you for like 2 or 3 years or 1 or 2 years, and I'm finally ready. So I know you, I see you, you've been watching and listening, and it's time to come in and do the inner work. Like, that's where it is. And I know you've been doing some inner work. I know you're into personal development. You're successful in so many ways. And I am just inviting you back home to be supported, to have the kind of really unconditional support that I offer, which is, I am not teaching you how to do what I do. I am helping you to uncover that part of you that is already in there. But with my help, with the circle of support, you can start to rise up. You can start to be who you want to be, live on your own terms, and create the life that you want now at this stage. One of the major pieces of being in the Divine Self-Care Circle is that we give ourselves permission to want what we want, to need what we need, and not have to ask for permission, no longer apologize for our needs and desires, and to start understanding that asking for support, asking for help is just as important, if not more so, and also learning to receive that help and support that allows you to show up for this life your way, even when the shit hits the fan. That's when all those self-care tools that we were talking about in previous episodes start to become important. But again, it's not the self-care tools that I want you to experience when you're in the circle. Those I can give you, those are no problem. The piece that I want to invite you into experience is the true connection, the invaluable trust in yourself, and what can happen when a group of women come together. So I truly hope to see you there. Again, this is Elena Lipson, your self-care coach, your inner work mentor, and I truly look forward to meeting you if this calls to you. I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast.
Thank you so much for listening and learning about the new Divine Self-Care way of being in your life, business, and the bedroom based on the divine feminine metrics of success: pleasure, play, ease, grace, and a slower pace. If you're ready to bust the myth of overwhelm and tap into an inspired start to each day, I've put together a free video series for you to help you start each day with energy, inspiration, and ignite that inner pilot light which attracts joy, magic, and synchronicity. You can access my 3-step magic morning practice to help you ignite your inner light and attract the abundance that you're craving. Head on over to elenalipson.com/gift. And if you enjoyed this episode, I would so love if you share it with a friend, a sister, a mother, a daughter, and please leave a review. That is how the magic starts to ripple out. Here's wishing you a day full of beauty, magic, and divine self-care. I'll see you next time at the Meditations and Musings podcast.